You know, when people hear the word gaming controller, they think something that you hold with your hands and operate, with your fingers. What if you did that, but without your hands and your fingers, and you did it with your feet instead? What would happen? Because I can do that. I have feet, right? And I also have hands, and I like Doom Eternal. I like Doom Eternal, so why not just mix the three? So yeah, my name is Deadkey, and welcome to Can You Beat Doom Eternal with Your Feet?
Fuck you, Deadkey, you stole my goddamn content.
What the f*** do you mean? What the f*** do you mean? No, I didn't steal shit. I didn't steal shit from you. No, this is my original video. This is my shit. I came up with this, you fucker. No, hey,
don't make this goddamn video, alright?
No, I am making this video. You can suck my fuck. After a hard and long, decisive moment, I decided I would just choose ultra-violence and just get over it, So I did that. And here comes the foot cam. If you make any fucking jokes about my feet, you're probably gonna be on an FBI watch list because I'm only 16. Only 10 seconds in, I had already realized how fucking stupid I was for thinking of anything like this. Since a DualSense controller is not meant to be used with your feet, I had to make a few changes to the controller binds. And one example is, to use the mod and shoot buttons, I had to click down on the analog sticks. Passing through all the dickwad enemies, I finally acquired the chainsaw after doing a circle because I suck at movement. Approaching the punchable barrier, I soon realized that I had my melee unbound for no reason, so I had to go in and fucking change that. Yeah, I had to use my hands, but it's not technically playing the game. It's just going into the options and changing shit. It's not really part of the game's gameplay, So it's not cheating. It's just, yeah. Climbing up to the second floor, I acquired sticky bombs because I knew for sure that full auto was not going to work in a situation like this. I couldn't aim at all, and so I went into the first arena. Things were going pretty good, I expected to be a lot worse, and I was using chainsaw a lot to keep myself those invincibility frames, and then I got absolutely boned. I got boned, and that's death number 1 right there. I was really pissed, but what they say is what doesn't make you break your PS5 makes you stronger. So I went right back into that arena, and I kicked some hard ass. Just kidding, I almost fucking died like 3 times. But thankfully, the chainsaw clutch came in, and I spammed the circle button, because that's what I had chainsaw as, and I got out. I went and found the last imp, and I tried to aim. I did it, surprisingly, and that was it. That was the end of the first arena. I could now progress. Kicked open the door, skipped the cutscene because cutscenes are boring, and next thing you know, I am now on the ground. I grabbed the full auto weapon mod, happy as a pigeon, and then I jumped right down to the first platforming section. And I did it first try. I'm actually kind of proud of myself that I was able to, hit the rope and get to the next arena. So we're now here, and here's our first Arachnotron. Keep in mind that these guys are my arch nemesis for this level. I hate them. I hate them so incredibly much. This is my first death in this arena. I got cornered, and then this guy just completely boned me. I have heavy anger management issues, so doing this was already starting to fucking fire me up, but I kept going. And I died like 5 or 6 more times. It wasn't just to the Arachnotron, it was to basically everything. I fell to my death, I got burned alive by an imp's fireball, soldier came and whacked me in the face, knocked my head clean off. Maybe the Arachnotron would swipe me once or twice every once in a while. It was just really bad, and I was starting to get very, very pissed. So on death number 9, I was like, okay, there is definitely something wrong. And I went in and I changed the sensitivity of my horizontal and vertical aim just because my normal thumb aim was way too high and my camera was flying all over the place. And I just really couldn't be as accurate with my big toes as I could my thumbs. So I went and toned that down, and things were already looking a lot better. I was able to aim more. I was, using the chainsaw method, and things were going pretty well. The big winner here, though, was when I actually finally friggin' killed the Arachnotron. I almost got killed in the process, but it was worth it. And you could have even seen me, doing a little celebration fist bump in the camera. I don't know if you saw that earlier. So I wiped out the last of the enemies in the arena, and it was a breeze after the Arachnotron had died, and I finally opened the gates to a completely useless weapon that I had no idea I would not be able to use ever. And by not be able to use, I meant like I could not aim this thing at all. I had no precision, and literally the only reason I had gotten this far was because of the sticky bomb RNG, where it like sticks onto the enemy. If it gets close enough, it'll just pop right onto the enemy. That was what was keeping me alive. That's what I was relying on. So the Arachnotron comes down, and I decide that, you know, maybe I'll shoot him a few times and then back off and go grab some fodder. So I did that, went and killed a few zombie soldiers or whatever you want to call them, and then I went back. I went back after I had some health, and I regretted every single moment of it because the Arachnotron had brought his imp buddies, and together they absolutely plowed me. Once my death count hit double digits, I was getting pretty pissed, and so instead of just shooting the shit out of the Arachnotron, I chainsawed it. I know it's not cheating, it's just kind of cheap, but he was a bitch, so it doesn't matter anyway. Moving on, I blew up this imp, and then I was ready to do the platforming, but I messed up. Then I did it again, and that time I actually got it, and I grabbed the yellow keycard thing, and boom, zombies. So I killed them, and then I went down to the subway, unlocked the door, and we're in the subway now. Rather than trying to fight anything, I decided to just run through it all, and then I grabbed the precision bolt, which I wasn't able to use because I can't aim at all. So yeah, I grabbed the MLG scope, and then I went and I grabbed the pea shooter from Plants vs. Zombies, and now I can use grenades and stuff. Even though I was able to use grenades, it turns out it wasn't properly bound on my controller, so I was using the wrong button and it was just not working. I encountered my first Keiko demon, and I actually got a sticky bomb in the mouth on my third try, which surprised me, but you know, I'm proud of myself for it, sort of. And this is kind of the point where I realized, hey, my legs are really starting to hurt, specifically my ankles, and it was kind of like the driving force behind why I only did a Hell on Earth video instead of the whole game. So I ended up getting clapped by the Arachnotron, no big deal, I'll get it next time, probably. And even though my ankles were really starting to hurt, I was taking breaks occasionally, making sure, you know, they didn't start hurting too much, and things were getting better. I was actually doing better at the game than I expected, and I was really improving at using my feet, which I don't know why, but I guess practice makes better, obviously. So I finished the arena on my second try, and I decided to just ignore the Arachnotron completely and keep going through the level. Humiliating the second Keiko demon with a sticky bomb to the face, I ripped out his eye, and I kept ripping her, I kept going. I made the platforming segment after a few attempts. It was actually harder than I expected, and then, you know, I was in the subway again. Despite the fact that I thought tentacles were going to be really annoying, they were very easy. I just had to get really close to them. You know, I could have chainsawed them, I could have shot them with a sticky bomb. Either worked, it was just, they weren't that hard. Almost got my head ripped off by this Keiko demon. I stopped him mid-animation, and I kept going, and I climbed up to that next arena. God forbid this arena, I hate it so much. It ends every single Ultra Nightmare run that I have when I'm on a bad day, and so it was no different here. I died to a few Keiko demons a bunch of times. I got clapped by fireballs once again. Got killed by an Arachnotron, I think. I think I got shot by the projectile. But no matter how many times I died and how many times I realized that playing with my feet was fucking idiocy, I got back up and I kept doing it. And eventually I was doing good, and I started killing all the Keiko demons. I guess the crack cocaine that the fodder demons had taken had worn off because they were no longer that aggressive to me. I don't know why they were aggressive, and so killed the third Keiko demon, shot a grenade into his mouth. He's bad. He sucks. He's like hump level bad. And, you know, I tried using micro missiles. Now, the issue with micro missiles, just like the normal heavy cannon fire, is you actually have to aim. You actually have to have precision. And that's why I was also worried about using precision bolt. Since it sucked ass and I was unable to use it, I just went back to sticky bombs, and I killed the Arachnotron. And the arena finally freaking cleared up. Holy shit. Now, despite the fact that this next arena is usually pretty easy, I found it to be probably the hardest. It wasn't really that bad at the first half, and then the Arachnotron across the ravine appeared, and it just completely decimated me. Initially, I thought it was just because I was at low health, and I'd be fine if I was at higher health when I got there, but, you know, over time I kind of just realized that even if I went across the bridge, had health, he was just completely killing me over and over and over and over again. And I was fucking mad because I was really only about a minute and a half away from finishing the level, so I just wanted to get it done, and this guy kept killing me, so I kind of went rage mode for a little bit, and it actually helped. On this attempt, I was trying to just use the little bit of cover to my advantage because he was mostly using his little projectiles rather than the big boy ball things. Then I got on top because I got tired of it, and I thought that was the enemy. But it turns out he overclocked the explosives, and I easily sent him into a glory kill, and then I murdered him. And then there was 2 imps. I wasn't out of the water yet. There was 2 imps, and I just easily I just decimated them both. First sent the glory kill, and then I grabbed the chainsaw, boom, and I was done. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was way more relieved about finishing this than I was when I first finished Ultra Nightmare. It was so refreshing to just not have to do this shit anymore. I finished the level, went into the progression stats for the level, and that was it. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and as always, do not play Doom Eternal with your feet, ever.